Welcome back to R.A.I.N. This is part 4 of Violations to the Constitution video series. And I left off with 1933 with the Executive Order 6102, House Joint Resolution 192, and Emergency Banking Act. For part 4, I would like to start off by reading from my book, Who Are You? Knowing Your Ancestors. I would like to talk to any of the new people and instruct them on the difference between a democracy and a republic. And for anybody else that's returning and they forgot or they might be a little confused, I'm going to go over it anyway. Okay. Reading from my book, the following official excerpts are derived from the Soldier's Training Manual TM 2000, as issued under the authority of the government by the War Department of the United States Republic, North America, dated November 30th, 1928. All right. TM 2000-25, 118 to 120. Democracy. A government of the masses, authority derived through mass meeting or any other form of direct expression, results in mobocracy. Attitude towards property is communistic, negating property rights. Attitude towards law is that the will of the majority shall regulate, whether it be based upon deliberation or governed by passion, prejudice, and impulse, without restraint or regard to consequences. Results in demagogism, license, agitation, discontent, and anarchy. That was your democracy. That's what these politicians are talking about almost every day. That's your democracy. Results in license, demagogism, agitation, discontent, anarchy. From the Soldier's Training Manual, dated 1928. Okay, let's read about the Republic. TM 2000-25, 120 to 121. Republic. Authority is derived through the election by the people of public officials best fitted to represent them. Attitude towards property is respect for laws and individual rights, and a sensible economic procedure. Attitude towards law is the administration of justice in accord with fixed principles and established evidence, with strict regard to consequences. A greater number of citizens and extent of territory may be brought within its compass. Avoids the dangerous extreme of either tyranny or mobocracy. Remember, mobocracy was mentioned in democracy. Results in statesmanship, liberty, reason, justice, contentment, and progress. That's your republic. That's what these colonizers overthrew. Well, they overthrew their republic that we set up for them. What we have to do, we have to wake up and realize that we have our own government. I had mentioned it earlier. Societas Republicae e Americanos. And we already knew about a Republican form of government. We need to get back to that. Because the United States of America, I covered it before, United States of America is for the colonizers only. It's supposed to be the melting pot that they always, that, you know, you might hear here and there. It's supposed to be two governments residing on the same landmass, operating on the same landmass. That was the great experiment. That is the melting pot. two separate governments operating on one landmass. But so as far as you can see, the experiment failed. It doesn't work. These people violated their oath to uphold the Constitution multiple times. I just read it from my book. Shit, I got one more called the Clearfield Doctrine in 1942. Clearfield Doctrine, or Clearfield Trust Company versus United States, 318 U.S. 363-371. This is in 1942. This is what the Supreme Court said. Governments descend to the level of a mere private corporation and take on the characteristics of a mere private citizen, where private, corporate, commercial paper and securities is concerned. For purposes of suit, such corporations and individuals are regarded as entities entirely separate from the government. So in other words, any government entity that's dealing with Federal Reserve notes, you could look right on it. It says Federal Reserve note. Any government entity that deals with that, they are not actual government. They are a mere private citizen, basically. According to the Clearfield case, and that's Clearfield Trust Company versus United States, 318 U.S. 363-371, and that was in 1942. I would like to read from congressional records. This is in 1940. They actually talk about them overthrowing the republic in congressional records. I mean, it's no secret. I mean, these people were really feeling themselves. And, I guess they felt like they was on top of the world and everything. And hey, talk about anything. We're all criminals. Okay. Congressional Records, 76th Congress, Session 3, House of Representatives, April 19th, 1940. Quote, in making this statement, Mr. Choate takes the position that Great Britain or England is our mother country. The same position that was taken by Cecil Rhodes over 50 years ago and by Andrew Carnegie in 1893, when he wrote a book entitled Triumphant Democracy. I want you to note particularly that this was in 1913, and that 1913 was the very year we changed our government from a republic to a semi-democracy. The year in which we destroyed constitutional government, international security, and paved the road for us to become a colony of the British Empire. It was also the same year in which we, by adopting the Federal Reserve Act, placed our treasury under the control and domination of the Bank of England and the international banking groups. This Congressional Records, 76th Congress, Session 3, House of Representatives, April 19th, 1940. Look it up. Okay. I got more to talk about, so I will be back for part 5 of this video series, Violations of the Constitution. On that note, peace.